Live? Am I ready to go live? Am I ready to go live? I'm ready. I'm late, but I'm here. Okay. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm gonna talk to you. It's just that I have to get something. So, hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the fun zone. Here from Rancho Mirage, California. Welcome one and all to the show. So glad you could join me today as we try to figure out what the market has in store for us. Giddy up. I got a lot to talk to you about today. So I have to get my cola here because if I don't get my cola, I'm going to run dry, and that we can't have that. That would be extraordinarily bad. Hope you're doing okay out there. It's Friday, TGIF. It's option expiry day. It's February the 28th, the last day of February. How about that? And Monday, we're into March trading. Oh my God, we're into March content. You guys are now into March expiries and April expiries. Can you believe it? Remember what kind of a big deal it was when you were sitting on January expiry contracts and they were so far away. It's so long. It's just so long until January 2025. I don't know if I can wait that long for my contracts to die. Now you're into March and April contracts. Like, hello, 2025. And I'm begging you to write cash secured puts out to Jan 26. Soon I'll be begging you to write June 26 contracts. Welcome to the party, pal. How are you? Good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining me. Look, there's a lot to talk about here. There's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. That's why I'm late. I would have been here earlier, but I had to take care of my number one supporters of this channel. Gold Bagel members of this channel get priority over everybody because they keep us on the air. That's why I'm here. It's because of these people. You can thank them. Become a Gold Bagel member and join the family every day. I go live at 8 o'clock, pre-alert show, and every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, primetime live just for Gold Bagel members. There's a reason they do that they are members of this channel at the Gold Standard. You get the Gold Standard info as much as I can give it to you. Look, the Dow right now is up 180 points, all right? The S&P 500 is up in the pre-market 5 3/4 points, and the NASDAQ is down 38. And that's your sign that something is not right. When the NASDAQ is not the leader of this market, and it is getting left behind, or it is accelerating losses, or it is the loser of the day, you have to pay attention to that. And you have to wonder, well, what's this all about, Uncle Bruce? Why is it that these markets are diverging from each other? What the hell's going on? But thank God you're saying to yourself, well, thank God, the Dow's up, okay, although I'm not into the Dow stocks so much, I'm really into the growth of NASDAQ. I'm really into the future, McFly. The future, that's where I want to be. Thank God crypto is going as high as it is, like my Bitcoin. There's my salvation. And that, wait a minute, Bitcoin was under 80,000 this morning. Whoops. Maybe something is... What's wrong with this picture, Uncle Bruce? Why are other things now going down? I thought we were just in a little tiny correction mode or a little adjustment area. I had no idea that we were going to be into like other problems. 80,691 for Bitcoin, and it was under 80,000 this morning. Uncle Bruce, this does not bode well for me. Well, I can tell you right now, the 8-second attention span generation, which is going to take over the world, just so you know, there's no stopping the fact that the 8-second attention span generation is going to be the dominant generation for the future, McFly, whether you like it or not. They are focused in, like laser focused in, on this entity called cryptocurrency. And here's Bitcoin, a little chart for you, just to kind of bring you up to speed. This is a 1-month chart of Bitcoin, and at the very, just rub my finger over here, over $100,000 for Bitcoin. The far end over there shows it at 80,000, and it was below that just a few, about an hour ago. Here, Here's another chart here. This is a 6-month chart, so you can see how Bitcoin ran up from September and October, November, right after the election in November. Look at Bitcoin. Oh, it was good. There was talk that Bitcoin was going to become a kind of a secondary default currency of the United States government. There was actually talk, serious talk by speculators, that the Trump people were going to make Bitcoin a serious treasury-backed currency. Really, here's a chart. 1 year for your Bitcoin players. Here's Bitcoin 1 year. Look at August, September were the lows, and then look at the run up. And here's one more chart for you. This is the unbelievable chart. This is from about January 14, 15. So this is about 10, 11-year-old chart. Okay, look at that. Look at the far left on that chart. The far left, $220 a Bitcoin to about $400 for Bitcoin through January 15 and 16 and 17. January 17, 18, it broke 1,000, which was a massive worldwide event. Then I believe in January 18, it might have hit 10,000, which was another mind blower. Then by January 19, it was down to 6,000 again, maybe lower. Then back to January 20. Then look at January 2021, January 22, it broke 50,000 twice, and it collapsed yet again. And now here we are, over 100, and now we're collapsing again. Is this pattern over? Is this it, Bruce? Is this what we have to? It's just only going to go down to 80. And now it can go to $120, $125,000, or $150,000. Is it just a little pullback to the 80,000 level and all will be well? It could go down to $40,000 in Bitcoin, because I'll tell you, in the past, it has backed off over 60% from its highs. It's done that many times. And there is no bottom for this thing. There is no protection. There is no safety net. There is no safety valve for this currency. This thing is measured against the US dollar, okay? And right now, with what's going on in the world, there is a big winner right now. There is a single great big winner looming over all the economies of the world, all the currencies of the world, all the commodity prices of the world, the cryptos of the world, the bonds, the corn and orange George juice futures, bonds, currencies, gold, anything. The one winner that is emerging and will be the only winner is the United States Treasury, which represents the United States government, because the United States is imposing one of the largest in history tax grabs of all time. The United States government has an IOU on it right now. There is an IOU on the United States. And a payoff must be delivered to those who cashed in the IOU ticket. And that ticket was issued to those participants who put billions of dollars on the counter to get someone elected in November in the United States. There's a certain gentleman in the White House right now who is now paying off the ticket holders that invested billions into his election campaign. And all of his cabinet members know it. All of his staff knows it. All of his assistants know it. All congressmen know it. All senators know it. And right now, not one of these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are saying anything. They are shutting the hell up, and they're reluctant to even be quoted in the hallway of the Senate or the Congress. They don't want to have interviews right now. They're laying low because they are waiting for the number one guy to pay the ticket off for the election that got him in there. And the big payoff is the extension and renewal of the tax cut. The big, fat, beautiful bill that is supposed to go through, that wonderful tax cut that is supposed to allow America to thrive economically. Because when you look after the billionaires in the United States and the multi 100, 500, 800 millionaires out there, if you got $800 million, you're not a billionaire, but you're getting there. We have to look after these people. Because if we look after these people, the government sort of thinks, especially at the top of the government, we look after the millionaires and billionaires, everybody else down below will have a wonderful time of it. It'll be just fine because the trickle down always comes. Of course, this was the philosophy during the Reagan era, voodoo economics, they called it. Then they tried it during the George Bush Jr. era because George Bush Sr., the VP of Reagan, became president and had to raise taxes because he realized this voodoo economic stuff ain't working for us. We got to raise taxes. He didn't get a second term. He betrayed his Republican backers. Clinton waltzed in there. Do you think Clinton lowered taxes? First thing he did? No, he left the tax increases in place. And the United States government went into a surplus. Unthinkable, unbelievable. The United States government went into a surplus for 6 years until George Jr. showed up, and then he screwed it up so fast. Within 6 months, America was again into deficits and has been ever since in deficits. George Jr. just screwed America beautifully with his Republican backers. Obama, he was he was hogtied. He couldn't pass a bill to save his ass. He got Obamacare through. He tried to get other things through, but the Republicans said, we have a deficit. We can't afford to spend money on the poor. We have to look after the rich. And then guess who took over from Obama and ran through his signature bill, big, fat, juicy tax cuts. And look at the deficits. Look at the annual deficit. Biden couldn't stop it because it's gone so far beyond, couldn't be stopped. And yet, despite that, the market in the last 2 years had the audacity to actually go up 25% a year for 2 years in a row with a socialistic president in the White House. Unbelievable. And now back to Golden Boy. And here we go with a brand new tax bill because payoffs must be made. It's nothing personal. It's business. Okay. This is not personal. This is not, socialistic or anything. No, this is just this is business. Once we get business out of the way, we'll figure out the rest of the agenda. And as long as you are of a certain ethnicity and you're of a certain sexuality and you're of a certain you worship an idol of a certain persuasion in your church and wherever, all is well. All is fine. If you are, God-fearing and all that, everything is great for you guys. Everyone else, you'll have to make do. You guys figure it out for yourselves. But we're taking care of business in our house. And that's what's going on right now in Washington. Business is being taken care of in their house. And if you're not part of that family, you can leave. You can just leave. Go back from where you came from and go somewhere else because, see, this is the new way. Anyway, here we are. The problem right now with the market, unfortunately, it is business, okay? It's not personal. It's not political. The business of the market is that leading up with this crypto run and leading up with this market run, those who missed the trade in past years wanted to get into the winning trade this time. And on NVIDIA, a year plus ago, when it would come out with quarterly results, a year and a half ago, they would come out with quarterly financials that would say, we earned in gross sales 200% more than last year's quarter this time around. And NVIDIA stock went up. Everyone gambled it would go up or began to gamble it would go up. And the next quarter, all kinds of gamblers got into NVIDIA expecting a 200% hit, and they delivered 200% hit. The stock went up again. All kinds of leverage went onto that trade, and it went higher until about 8 months, 9 months ago. That didn't work anymore. All of a sudden, NVIDIA did not deliver 200% increases quarter one quarter ago, a year ago to today, they delivered a 150% gain. The stock didn't do anything. Then they came out with a 100% gain. The next quarter, the stock didn't do anything. And 2 days ago, they came out with a 78% gain in sales. And the stock was at $140 a share, and it didn't do anything. Third time in a row. And there are now more gamblers into NVIDIA this time around because they thought this is it. This is the time. It didn't move the last time. It didn't move the time before that. But this time, the third time is lucky. We're going to go long the stock. We're going to go long the calls. We're going to use margin. We're going to go crypto and margin it. We're going to margin everything to buy into the NVIDIA payoff of payoffs, because NVIDIA is going to $200 a share within the next 3 months. Get in now at $140 a share. Here we go. And this morning, right now, as I talk to you, remember, it's only business. It's not personal. NVIDIA is $118 a share. How much would you like? The company is buying its own stock back. They're buying billions of dollars of their stock back. There's only one little problem. There's one little tiny thing. There's always this one thing that people forget. Just one thing. This guy told us about the just one thing. NVIDIA is only allowed to buy 5% of their stock back every year. You're only allowed to buy a maximum of 5% of your stock back in a calendar year. And so if you have 2 billion shares outstanding, I think crypto NVIDIA right now, shares outstanding, 24 billion shares outstanding. They can buy 1.2 billion back. That's what they can do. 100 million a month. They can buy 100 million a month on that ratio. Yesterday, the stock traded 443 million. Yesterday, NVIDIA can only buy 100 million in a month. That's 5% over the year. They can't stop this. All the dough in one buy, they could buy 1.2 billion shares back. It'll take less than a week. It'll take 3 days. And then the rest of the year, 362 days, they can't buy any more stock back. So NVIDIA's 118, and it's over leveraged here. Crypto was being heavily leveraged to play NVIDIA, to play Tesla, to play Apple, to play Microsoft, to play the Magnificent Seven, to play the S&P 500 through ETFs, to play whatever leverage you can imagine. If you're a gambler and you understand the mind of a gambler, the gamblers out there are the ones who go long. They look for good things to happen so that they sell at the high. They don't know what the high is. They don't know how high the high is going to go, but they're looking for a high. And they're the ones who are putting it all on the table. And there have been people who've been convinced by friends, relatives, associates in the market and by influencers and everybody else to borrow, and go long, and leverage up for the big payoff, because the right guy is in the White House. The right guy is running the Senate. The right people are in the Congress. Everything is leaning towards a great stock market, great deregulation, fantastic business environment. America is great again. Get in and leverage up and become a billionaire. And now you will be just as wealthy as the folks running the show in Washington are, driving Washington real estate prices to levels that haven't ever been seen before. You now can become part of that crowd. And crypto's gone from $100,000+ a coin, Bitcoin, down to $79,000 this morning in 3 weeks. NVIDIA 118 instead of 160. Other currencies and other stocks not doing quite so well. We're not hitting new all-time highs on the markets. And now there's talk, and you're beginning to notice it. I know you are. There are headlines showing in the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and on Bloomberg, and you listen to CNBC and you listen to this, listen to that. You're beginning to hear stuff like talk like correction. You're beginning to hear a consolidation talk. You're beginning to hear value versus growth. You're beginning to hear dividend stocks are in favor. They're back in favor now. You're hearing all this terminology that screams at me being an old man at 69 years old, I'm hearing talk like I've heard it many times before in my career. This is called the beginning of a potential recession and bear market. This is what I remember. Now, the 8-second attention span community that is going to take over the world, they don't know what a bear market is. They don't know what a recession actually is because they haven't been through one. They've seen market corrections and shifts, like COVID and the financial crisis. If you're old enough, you've seen that. But they recovered very quickly. We got over it very quickly. What the current generation that's coming in to take over, the 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds that are going to take over mom and dad's accounts and grandma and grandpa's estates, that are the next generation of wealthy people, what they haven't been through is a 5-year recession. They don't know what that means. They haven't got a clue. They didn't study it in school. They didn't study the stock market in school, for that matter. These folks are clueless as to what is coming up. They're already clueless. They were clueless when interest rates went up very dramatically, and a car loan that used to be 0.99% financing for 8 years turned into an 8.9% financing, and then turned into now at your local bank 12% financing for a new car. I mean, they never saw that before. Mortgages were 3 and 4% in America for a decade. Now mortgages have been for 2 years now 7 and 8%. What if they go to 9 and 10% on a recession move? 12% on a mortgage. People are going to have to do what I used to do back in the 80s. You would talk to a realtor about a house, talk to someone that got a house or is thinking of buying a house, or they have to move and all this stuff. And the thinking was, well, how much is the house going to cost me? What's the mortgage going to be on that house? And all we had to do was use the 1% rule. That's all we had to do, just 1%. So if the house is $250,000 and you've got a $200,000 mortgage, you're paying $2,000 a month in mortgage payments. If your house is $800,000 and you've got a $600,000 mortgage, your mortgage is $6,000 a month. The 1% number. That's what mortgages were in the 80s, 70s and 80s and into the 90s. For like 15 years, people were used to that. That was normal. Nobody even thought twice about it. It was, oh yeah, 1%. Yeah, I got a $400,000 mortgage, $4,000 a month. That's what it's costing you. Think about that in your little life that you're in, your little world that you live in. Can you imagine 35 and 40-year-old recent college grads that got out of school in the last 5 and 10 years? They got their first job, they got their first promotion, and they're thinking, I'm going to go buy a house now. I got $50,000 down, got to go buy a house. And they find something for $600,000 or $500,000. They find another $50,000 from grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad. Somehow they scrape together $100,000 on a $500,000 house. I don't know if you can do that anymore in America, $500,000, and get a $400,000 mortgage. And they're going $4,000 a month. Where the hell am I getting $4,000 a month after tax from to pay for my mortgage? How's this going to work? I got to pay property taxes, insurance, mandatory, maintenance, to heat it, cool it, maintain it. This isn't $4,000 a month. This is $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month. How much do you have to generate in gross revenue to get $6,000 net to just pay your shelter expense? This knocks out all earners under $150,000 a year. You don't make $150,000, you don't qualify for a mortgage at $4,000 to $6,000 a month. You don't. And so who's going to lead the charge higher on that front? I don't know. Retirees who have an $800,000 house and they own it outright, you know what they're going to do? They're going to sell their house if they can. They're going to move to Sarasota, Florida, Miami Beach, or Daytona, or going to go to Texas, or go to Arizona, South Carolina, California, wherever they want to go. And they're going to buy a condo for $400,000 or $500,000 if they can get in under $400,000 and bank $400,000, they will, because it's all they've got. Their retirement plans. The average American savings plan for 401ks is pathetically low. The average balance in a 401k at Fidelity and they're handling people that have over $1 million 401ks. There are now 537,000 people with 401ks worth more than $1 million. Their average, though, is 131,000. Are you in that group that you have more than 131,000 in your retirement accounts? I'm asking you that today on my poll question. There are retirees out there who are retiring in the next 5 years that have less than $200,000 saved up for their entire retirement. Their Social Security drawers. They're going to draw Social Security. They've got value in their house. It's the only thing they got value in, if they have any value of any kind. They're homeowners. And some have 200,000, and some have 400,000 in equity. Some have 600,000 equity. Some have 800,000 in equity, and are going to move to Arizona, but they're not going to buy in Arizona. They can't afford it. Why? They need to put the 800,000 they have into something that generates a return. And if they can get 5% on 800 grand, that's 40,000 a year return to them. And their Social Security payments and pension payments might be another 4,000 a month. That's another 40, 45 grand. They have to live on $85,000. Now, if you're poor and watching me, there may be one of you. If you know someone that's poor, and that would be 50% of Americans and below, who are not watching me, but hear someone say, 85,000 a year is what I got to retire on in Phoenix, and I'm worried about it. They're going to go, what are you talking about? I'm living under a highway in a sleeping bag in a cardboard box. Sheer luxury that you got 85,000 coming in. But if you tell somebody, yeah, you're going to live on 85,000 and it's not going up, it's going to stay at 85,000. And in 10 years from now, the buying power of your 85,000 is going to be 30% less than it is now. Who thought eggs would be $2 an egg? Now there's terror, panic, because now people are going 85 grand to live on. 85 grand in 10 years. That's like living on $60,000. 60,000 today is not a luxury lifestyle in California or Arizona or in Florida. This is not luxury. This is getting by. 5,000 a month buying power. You're not rich, okay? You're not going on world tours. You're not going on 1 month holidays to the continent. None of that nonsense. No, you're staying close to home and you're shopping at dollar store, Trader Joe's, Aldi. You're looking for coupons, online coupons. That's the reality. The market right now is beginning to reflect a bit of uncertainty in the economy, and this is now becoming prevalently talked about. You're hearing about this, about consumer confidence numbers are suspect, are under pressure. This is the beginning of a meltdown. And once it starts, it accelerates very quickly. Just like inflation accelerated very quickly, it caught you all unawares, because many of you have never been in an inflationary environment before. You're under 40, you don't know what I was talking about when I was talking about this 2 years ago. You had no idea what the hell inflation really was, because you were getting 3% raises when the prices went up 3%. So it was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like 9% inflation. And then you saw that, and then you saw 15 and 20% inflation when it came to your grocery bill, because for some reason, whatever it is you buy, whatever it is you eat, whatever it is you like, goes up 20% in price when the official inflation rate is 9, 10, 11%. And of course, if you're a Republican, it's all the fault of the Democrats, because they made prices go up. I mean, Joe Biden hit a button on his White House desk that made inflation go up immediately. And the Brits' inflation went up, and that was the prime minister's fault. And the Germans' inflation went up, and that was the fault of the chancellor, because they all have this button on their desk that makes inflation go up. In Russia, inflation went up, and that was the fault of the Americans. You see, Putin has a button that looks at what the Americans are doing, and the Chinese have a button that looks at what the Americans are doing, and it's the Americans' fault that there's inflation. Because in China and in Russia and in Iran and in other dictatorial countries, it's always America's fault that there's bad things happening. Because when you're a dictator, you never blame yourself. I mean, what are you, nuts? You're a dictator. You don't do that. Well, here we are. Welcome to the party, pal. All kinds of tariffs are supposed to kick in next week. All kinds of tariffs are going to hit Canada, Mexico, Europe, the world next week. And I can tell you, the same week, all kinds of tariffs are going to hit American goods going all over the world as well. And we are beginning a worldwide recession. Instantaneously, And it'll all be evident in the next 60 to 90 days. In the next 60 to 90 days, you will see really disturbing figures come out. Unemployment rates, Social Security problems, unemployment insurance claims, layoff notices, downturn in productivity, factories low on inventories, supply chain problems. This is going to be a cascading domino effect everywhere, not in America, not in Canada, everywhere. And you're going to notice companies start to come out and reinstate their expectations of earnings. This is what I predict is coming. This is my personal prediction. Don't be mad at me. It's just me guessing what's going on. I think that's what's going to happen. And if you have done what I've begged you to do for 6 months now, I've been begging you every day. I've had my hands together like this every day for 6 months. Rerun my tapes. Look at every live show I've done for the last 6 months. How many times have you seen me do this and tell you and beg you, get the hell out of the stock market. Don't hold stock right now. Hold cash. Use your cash to make money. If you're an option writer, you're making money with your money. You're not making money with your stock because there are lower lows coming, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. There's no dip recovery. There'll be some who brag, say, oh yeah, I scored big. I know a college kid who loaded up on call options on the last dip on this stock, and it went back up and he made $100,000. Those are the stories you're going to hear. You're never going to see the picture of this kid. You're never going to see him interviewed on the media because there isn't one. It's all pretend and it's all wishful thinking. The reality is the market is headed lower because it just hit all-time highs last month. It's nothing personal. It just did hit all-time highs. The first thing that happens when markets hit all-time highs, insiders of public companies start selling their stock. Well, that's been going on for a couple of quarters. You also start to notice that a lot of insiders don't buy a lot of stock in their companies all of a sudden. There are very few reports where insiders are loading up with even more of their stock. They load up on their stock when they hit all-time lows. Then you'll start to see those happen here and there and here and there. But in the meantime, they're not buying their own stock. We're going to see lower lows. We're going to see companies reduce their projections. And we're going to have companies come out and say, we met our projections. We met our sales targets. But I can't tell you about the future. And there is your red flag. And so look at Rocket Lab this morning as a red flag and ask yourself, what the hell's going on with Rocket Lab? Because I'm asking what's going on with Rocket Lab. And people are wondering, that stock was as high as 33, 34 just in the last few months. What the hell who did they upset? Who did Rocket Lab make angry? Because they came out with their earnings last night. Here's the Rocket Lab stock, by the way, for one year. Last year, you could have had it as low as $3.47 a share, and it ran up to $33 a share in 1 year. And now we're at $16.74 last trade, or at least a while ago. As of right now, we're at $16.88. Here's the chart for 1 month, and you can see it having hit the 30 range, and look at it now way down to here. Now, if you're into Rocket Lab call credit spreads or put credit spreads are the ones in trouble. Your strategy now going forward, let the market open for an hour today and let it really have a hissy fit. And anybody who's getting out is going to get out. See if the stock bumps up to 18 or 19 or 20. That wouldn't surprise me, actually. You might be doing rollovers on your put credit spreads. You might be going forward in time to give you more time for the contracts to play out. And by offering more time versus the contracts that you're going to roll out of and roll into, you may find that even if you stay at the same strike prices in the low 20s, let's say, you may find that you're going to create new credit spreads in the low 20s, same prices, but just further out in time, you may get a larger credit on your trade because you're offering more time for the trade to play out. But if you're into 20 or 30 or 50 or more of them at one time, you may be rolling 5 or 10 of them at a time. You might do, 5 pairs of puts long and short, out and in, shift over, and then another 5 or another 10. And over the day, all day long today, you're making your shift. And you've added 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks of time, whatever you feel appropriate and whatever pays you the best. But you've got to wait for the opening. You've got to let the market settle and calm the hell down. And then you make your move from there. So this might be something you start 3 hours after the opening for the rest of the session. We'll see. Remembering, today is option expiry day. So there will be volatility all over the place. When you make a shift of a rollover, you have to do it instantaneously. You want to get out and in quickly. You want to make the move. And then reload and do it again. We'll keep an eye on that and see how it all plays out. Welcome all to the show. How are you doing? I'm thinking that if you're long stock, you're asking for trouble. If you're long cash, cash is king, and I think you're going to do just very, very, very well. A lot of you out there have figured out in the last 3, 4, 5 months by listening to me immediately. You went right into cash as soon as I told you this would be a good idea. You went right into cash and you started hauling in cash interest. You've noticed a couple of things about the money you're bringing in. Some of you are bringing in 4 to 5% in interest on your capital. Some of you have picked up ETFs, T-bill ETFs, bond ETFs, or you've bought corporate bond ETFs that pay a monthly interest. And some of you are getting 7 to 8% interest on your money. And you've said to yourselves, I can't find a dividend stock. I can't find a dividend payer in the Dow 30 that pays this kind of dividend, 7, 8% every year. Nobody pays me 2% a quarter in dividend yield. I'm lucky to get a 0.5%, 0.75% dividend yield, 3% a year maybe, but not 7 or 8%. The kind of dividend that you're getting from your cash is better than any corporate stock can give you. Plus, you don't have to worry about the value of the corporate stock. There are dividend-paying stocks that are down in value right now, which is they're down more in value than all the dividends you're going to get for the next 2 years. All your dividends coming up won't equal the loss of the stock price that you're sitting on or could have been sitting on. So you're sitting on cash going, I'm sitting on cash that's not affected by the market, and I'm hauling in interest on this cash, and the payer are the largest corporations in the world, the United States government, government entities. I'm quite happy with these returns from my money. And I'm going to stay there. And I'm going to use these credits to write cash secured puts to bring in even more cash, and or do credit spread trades to bring in even more capital and earn even more of a dividend, a cash dividend. You are now a cash manager, an asset manager, a true asset manager sitting on a lot of cash. And that's where you're going to be for a while. Because this market hasn't dropped yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is just a preliminary little move here. We're up about 3-4% from the highs. We're not even in a correction zone yet. We're going to go into a correction zone, in my opinion. And we may be going into a bear market, in my opinion. We'll have to see how this all plays out. Time will tell. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm glad you could make it with us. I'm glad to have you with us. I haven't had time to even read half of your commentary. I'm just right up to my neck in what's going on here. I do see the Dow up 163. Fine, that's fine, but that means nothing. That can be evaporated in 5 minutes. We're up 10 on S&P, which is a nothing burger. We're down 1 point on NASDAQ, and that's an indication right there. The market has no urgency to get in at the moment. We're down 82 cents on oil. We're back under 70, 69.53. Thank you for the 77 thumbs ups on this depressing message, but I'm hopeful that you as option writers are loving every minute of this, seeing scores of dollars come your way. Shrinkage is working out nicely for you. The poll question of the day, 167 votes so far, basically says, the question is, or the comment is, the average 401k is valued at about $131,000. I have more than that in my retirement account today. 56% of you saying, yep, I have more than that. 44% are saying, no, I don't. And I find this a fascinating result because everything that I have been researching and following is I try to pay close attention to Americans and Canadians and others, how are they doing in savings? How are they doing in investments? And there are only apparently in 2024, 130,000 Americans in 2024 actually became 401k millionaires. So in their retirement funds, they had $1 million or more. Only 130,000 Americans got to that level all of 2024. Now, the reason I find this fascinating is that in 2023 and in 2024, the stock market went up 24 to 25% each year. And in 2 years of 23, 24%, 25% gains back to back, only 133,000 Americans actually became 401k millionaires. This is disturbing. The average savings rate of the average American in their retirement plan is $5,600. The average. Okay, this includes the millionaires, multimillionaires, and everyone below. There are millions of Americans with nothing. Zero. Now, of course, if you're 28 years old, you just got to college, you don't have anything in your retirement account. You're 38 years old, you've been working for 5 years or 8 years, and you put in $50 a month into your staff savings plan, and your employer matches it, and it's going into your retirement account. You got jack squat in there. Of course, if you're 45, though, and you're now making $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, your wife is making 60, you're making 80, you got 140,000 coming in the house, and you've only got 5,000 saved up, your average. How are you retiring in 20 years? Where is this coming from? Where is this multi-million-dollar pot of money supposed to be? Because you can't be retired comfortably with $500,000 in your account 20 years from now. Because 20 years from now, $500,000, you know how little that is? It's not even a house 20 years from now. It'll be a quarter of a house. The average house in 20 years, what will they be? Remember, in 1985, 1980, you remember what your parents' house was worth in 1985? Don't you fantasize about, oh, mom and dad bought their house for $200,000. It's now worth $800,000. Oh, I wish I would have been able to buy their house from them back then, or bought a house at that time. 200,000 20, 30, 40 years ago was a fortune, because people were making 30, 40,000 a year. A $200,000 house making 40,000 a year was 5 times your salary before taxes. How did they do it? It was a miracle. So today, a house is $800,000. It used to be 200 grand. In 20 years from now, what do you think that $800,000 house is going to be worth? To replenish it, rebuild it with contractors and workers and labor and materials, $1.6 million to $2 million. You got 500 grand in your retirement account in 20 years. You have a quarter of a house. What kind of retirement are you going to be sitting on? You're going to be a renter. Because if you do have a house right now and you are making the payments and are just getting through it, your game plan is head down. I'm just going to keep making these payments and build equity in my house. Hopefully, I won't get laid off. I won't have to get kicked out of here. Maybe you'll have 3, 4, 500,000 equity in your house, and you'll have 3, 4, 500,000 equity in a 401k, retirement, Roth, something, and you've got $1 million. I'm sorry, you still are broke. Even if you've got $1.5 million in 20 years, a house at $2 million, you can't buy another one. You got no income. You've got to take that $1.5 million and liquidate it into cash and earn something on that money to get by it. Because your Social Security, even if it goes to $4,000 a month, $4,500 a month, in 20 years from now, that is chump change. That will carry half your expenses. You're going to need $10,000 a month to live on in 20 years. Inflation adjusted here, folks. You've got to make money, and you've got to make it now and compound it now. This is why I'm asking, how many of you, what's your situation? Those of you who are watching me, you're not unemployed, although you could be unemployed with nothing to do and you're watching me. You could be unemployed because you got bought out, and you're now asking me, Uncle Bruce, show me how to make money with my money, like you've been doing with this crowd here, writing options. I'm in. Okay, great. But a lot of you here do have more than 130,000 saved up. And I'm really glad I've got this audience here because I'm trying to tell you guys that you might be at 200,000. You might be at 250, 300, 400, which is great, but that is not the end game for you. Not by a long shot. We got to get you over $2 million because we've got to get you to the point where in the future, Marty, the future, you got to have over $2 million in capital in your hands to get by, because inflation adjusted is going to pound it down relentlessly. And right now, the big grabber of cash, the big entity taking cash out of the system is the US government. The United States government is raising taxes on its citizens at a level never before witnessed in mankind history. And you're thinking I'm full of crap. You think that guy's just trying to get eyeballs. You just try to sensationalize everything, Bruce. Yeah, you really think that the United States has imposed these kinds of tariffs ever before in their history? I don't think so. This is all unprecedented. This has never been done before. This tax grab that you think, oh, Bruce, it's only 10% on the Chinese. They can handle it. They're not paying it. You are paying it. Wake up. Americans out there are paying it. Canadians are going to pay it for tariffs into Canada. Mexicans are going to pay it. The Europeans are all going to pay it. The Chinese and everyone else will pay because they've got tariffs coming their direction. Everyone is getting a tax grab, which means every country is grabbing money for itself to bolster against these requirements that these countries are going to have to try to balance the books. And in America's case, the big requirement is a $4 trillion tax credit to the wealthiest Americans and corporations. This is what Trump needs to get. He needs $4 trillion off the backs of the Americans to redistribute that to the wealthy. Only $2 billion in savings are coming to pay for it. The other $2 billion coming from tariffs out of the U.S. system, out of the U.S. economy. And of course, a millionaire doesn't feel that. They don't feel the $2 egg is a problem. A millionaire can afford $24 a dozen eggs. But someone making less than $100,000 with a family of four, this is a problem. And under $50,000, single parent with $50,000 income, oh man, are they going to need government help? They're not going to get it though, because the government can't afford to give it to them. They've given $4 trillion away to the well-to-do, because they're the taxpayers. They're the ones who funded the election. Remember, $20,000 a year people don't give $50,000 contributions to super PACs. They don't give $1,000 contributions to super PACs, okay? The very wealthy give contributions to super PACs who hand it over to candidates who give them what they want. And what do they want? I want it to work for me and my family, and then we'll deal with you. As soon as I'm looked after, then we'll be charitable to the rest of the world. And there you go. And are you in or out? Are you in the top 10% or are you not in the top 10%? Welcome to the party, pal. And it's time for you to make money. That's the bottom line. You got to make more money than the other guy. I got a side gig for you. You can make money on the side writing options instead of buying stock and hoping they go to the moon, or buying call options and hoping you'll triple or quadruple or 10 times your money. You can write options instead and gamble. In other words, let the gamblers hand you the dough and take all the risks, and you take the 95% payoff as a casino. If I can turn you into a casino, I've done my job. And for the rest of your life, long after I'm off the air, you will be writing options and for years and years and decades. And down the road, someone will ask you, how did you learn to do all this? Someday, a young 22-year-old kid will come up to you and ask you, hey, is that your Lamborghini? Is that your Rolls Royce? Is that your blah, blah, blah car? And you go, yes, it is. Can I ask you a question? Yes. How did you make that kind of money? What do you do to be able to drive a car like that in your town? Does this sound familiar to any of you? There's an Instagrammer out there. This should sound familiar to you. Can I ask you, when did you become a millionaire? How old were you when you became a millionaire? Can I ask you, what is the most money you ever made in a year? There's an interviewer out there who asks people these questions. I love this stuff. I love this kid. I love listening to him and listening to the people he talks to. And he says to them, what is it that you learned that you didn't learn? Like, what is it that you got, advice that you got that you didn't learn in school? Or who motivated you, or who was your mentor? And someday down the road, one of you maybe will be approached by someone like this. And you'll go, oh yeah, there was a guy on the internet that I used to watch. It was Uncle something, Uncle Brian or Uncle Bubba, or I can't remember his name. Oh, Uncle Bruce. I remember watching a guy named Uncle Bruce. And this kid will go, Uncle Bruce, what a stupid name for a mentor. And the guy will go, yeah, it was Uncle Bruce. He taught me how to write stock options back in 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. I watched him on the YouTube, and what's YouTube? Well, that was the big thing at the time. Oh, and I took his classes. Really? How did you get those? Well, he had a website. What's a website? Well, he had a website with classes on it, and I would acquire these classes, and I would watch them, and then I would watch him live every day, and he would inspire me, and he would tell me what to watch out for, and he opened my vision up to go, oh, the world at large is what I have to pay attention to, rather than my street and my neighbor and my dad and my brother and my uncle. I gotta worry about the big picture here, and I became a casino, and I learned how to write stock options for a living. And that's how I made my millions of dollars. I remember watching him like 20 years ago, but I don't know where he is now. The last I heard, he was in a wheelchair somewhere in a senior center, and he was drooling into a towel, and he didn't know his name. It's sad, really. It was really sad. But he was great at the time, and I've never forgotten those lessons, and I've taken it all the way down to here, and I'm still doing it. Someday that might be you. I don't know. You're 25, you're 35, you're 40. You're gonna be around 20 years. You should be around in 20 years. Even if you're like 50, you should be around in 20 years. I mean, I should be around in 20 years. I should be 90 and still around. But we'll see how all that works out. Thank you for joining me today. We're opening in 4 minutes. The rant is over, and we'll just see what's going on. Rocket Lab outlook disappoints, they say. I think that's a bunch of hooey. I'm shocked at how Rocket Lab stock is being beaten up, but I don't think it's going to last very long. I don't think Rocket Lab stock will be this cheap very much longer, but it is $16.72 in the pre-market, and we have traded 2.3 million this morning in the early market. Although we traded 24 million yesterday, so again, I'm just flabbergasted that Rocket Lab is getting beat up. It's not Rocket Lab's fault that they're going to start making money in the next couple of years, and that they're launching. They got $1 billion in back orders of their satellites. They've got, they're up to their neck in business. They're signing all kinds of contracts. It's not their fault. They're growing their company left, right, and center. And the market, for whatever the reason, is just not impressed enough. You're just not, you're just not good enough. You're good, but you're just not good enough. Like NVIDIA, you're good, but you're not good enough. You need to be gooder than good enough. And we're down $2 on NVIDIA right now because at 117.98, you know what? You're just not, how do I say it? You're not good enough. Really? Okay, well, hey, get out, run for the door, go take pop bottles back for a refund if that's what the business you can count on is. More power to you, but eventually NVIDIA will be good enough. Eventually Rocket Lab will be more than good enough. SoFi will be way more good enough, and GameStop and others. Have you noticed in the last little while, at least I've noticed this, the perception of GameStop is changing out there, where GameStop used to be considered a brick and mortar blockbuster company, and now more and more and more people are talking about GameStop like, well, yeah, they were into games and stores, but they do have 4.6 billion in cash in their pocket. And should they get into crypto right now? And I'm thinking, why? Why would you get into crypto at all-time highs? Why don't you let crypto crash by 60%? Why don't you let Bitcoin go down to $40,000 and then put $4 billion into it? And if it goes to $150,000 a coin, you'll take GameStop from 4 billion value to 16 billion in value. Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? And then that GameStop stock will be $116 a share. Wouldn't that make more sense? I would think so. This Ryan Cohen, he's pretty smart, he's pretty sharp. We'll see how he works out. The only thing he hasn't done that he should be doing, I think, is he should be buying 10% of SoFi right now. He should be buying up 10% of SoFi. At $14 a share, $1.4 billion. Stock's going to $50 in the next year or so. He'll have $50 billion or whatever the number is. He'll take it to $5 billion from 1.4, and then they'll go to 100 a share. It'll be worth $10 billion. He could do very, very well. Anyway, I don't know. Beach Boy, Anti-Jen, Uncle Bruce is drooling again. Oops, she's living it up on that super yacht. Oh, well. Just play that Yoko album for him, and maybe their drooling will stop. We're open. Thank you, Larry, for stopping the pain. We're up and running. The credit savages here. It has gotten much worse for all these poor saps in Republican states. Sadly, 70% of welfare, food stamps, rent assistance, and federal aid are Republican, and they live in the red states. Numbers don't lie. Oh, yes. Some of the states with the worst education rates, the worst health rates, the lowest, the highest unemployment rate, the lowest university graduates, the most weakest economies, red states, big time red states, absolutely. But you know what? They have 2 senators each, and they're all red senators, and they vote their social programs for their districts all the time. And so they get way more from the federal government than the government gets from them. But don't talk about that, Bruce, because that's politics, and we don't want that here. We want you telling us how wonderful everything is. And our guy is there. He's in the house, and he's going to take care of everything. Okay. We'll see what we can do. Welcome all to the program. I keep repeating myself. I just want you to make money. Honestly, that's all I ask, is that you get richer hanging out around here. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to get rich. I want you to make a lot of money writing stock options. I want you out of the market, and I want you into cash so that you're not exposed to the silliness that we are witnessing happening already. Thank you again, all of you who've been here all along since 2021, when I started going live. I so appreciate you. Those of you who are members, you know who you are, and you know what you mean to me. Thank you all so much out there for being part of this channel. I love you guys. Those of you who subscribe to this channel, thank you very much. Those of you who become members, a mega thank you very, very much. And a congratulations to all of you out there who have taken classes from my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. You've taken the option classes, 1 or 2 of them, 4 or 5 of them, 8, 9 of them, all 18 of them. You're in the middle of them right now. Way to go. Welcome to the party, pal, where we're just trying to get you to learn how to write options and make money with your money. You don't have to worry about making money in the stock market. You can make money from the stock market with your money. 102 thumbs ups. Thank you for 102 very brave people who've stepped up and said, I'm giving you a thumbs up, even though you are Mr. Doom and Gloom today. I believe in you, Uncle Bruce. I'm with you, man. Thank you for all of your work to help us get richer. Thank you all helping me get to the 200 thumbs up level each and every day. How we do it, it's incredible. Thank you, rerunners, for hitting that thumbs up button on the rerun. You watch me at double the speed, 1.5 times the speed, whatever you're doing. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. We're open now. We're trading now. We are up and running. We're going to see what this market really does in the first 30 minutes. We're going to find out if Rocket Lab really is going to stay down here in this $16, $17 neighborhood, or is this just a blip? And is this sucker going to hit 19.20 in the next hour and make people go, why didn't I buy it down there? Why didn't I write those cash secured puts? Why don't I write cash secured puts on Rocket Lab at 18, 17, 15, 20, 22, 25? I could be hauling in gobs of cash from writing cash secured puts on Rocket Lab. Why am I not doing it? If I write a $20 cash secured put on Rocket Lab, and in the next 6 months it goes to $25, and I've written those January 26 puts, I'm going to roll them into 25s, and I'm going to take dollars and dollars and dollars off the table. And I don't even own this stuff. Why am I not doing this? Why don't I listen to this guy? Why am I so hard-headed? thinking that my 8-second attention span is all I need to give me the payoff of all times. Maybe that's what you're asking. So I don't know. Maybe you're just going, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Those of us with 8-second attention spans, we're the ones that know. We 35-year-olds are so much smarter than you 69-year-olds. We know it all. Richard, neat. Trucker, I don't want to look at this market. Woohoo, let's trade and make that money. The man, when is the next Fed meeting and CPI data release, Bruce? Anything to make it happier? D.A. Truda, neat. Savage Wall Street, the grocery prices are up nationally, as are gas prices and inflation all around. But I can't say that I'm affected. I have been making very nice returns from covered calls, cash secured puts. Thank you very much, Charlie. Trump loves the uneducated. Oh, don't we just? Corinne, 107 on the thumbs up meter, Bruce. Bruce Lee is saying, stock markets with Bruce, everything is going to get worse. We are going to learn discipline, and we're going to learn to enjoy life even better. Ty, Uncle Bruce, I took several of your classes over the last couple of years, and it changed my life. Love the rants. I'm open to listening to all sides of the issues. I love it. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Juan, neat. Jeff Glass, 1,000. Yay. Deep Value. Well said, Savage of Wall Street. Deep Value, I've been a member of this man's channel for 42 months. I've been here 42 months. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Neat. There you go. The Knights of Knee must be honored. Margaret Hernandez, 102 on your thumbs up meter, Bruce. You're going to 200. Alex, I've been a member for 44 months of this man's channel. Jeff Glass, in the past 2 weeks, my account balance has gone from being up 17 grand to being down 1,000. Oh my goodness. Not to worry. Susan Shops, 102 thumbs up. We got Bruce Lee. Doom and gloom is the best. Allow us to think. Here's a donation for you. Thank you. Ed, here's a donation for you. €5. Come on, Uncle Bruce. Bring us some luck today. Alex, don't usually do this, but just bought some Rocket Lab at 16.26, and I sold them for 17.49. Thank you very much. Go Alex, go. Boeing Tiger, neat. Trucker, Uncle Bruce, my 300 Rocket Lab put credit spreads are really bad. Down 210 grand. Do I stick to 24s or do I roll lower? Question is, how far out are you? Are you in a hurry to make your move? Do you have the ability to do a rollover further up? Stock right now 17.79. It was as low as, what was it this morning? 16.17. Now we're 17.85. Are we gonna hit 18 to 19 in the next 15, 20 minutes? And all of a sudden, your rollover is a whole lot less to worry about. I think you just sit around for half an hour and let this market settle in and figure out what's going on. It'll be just fine. Spur, I had some good fish and shrimp in the city center. Now let's rock. Trucker, I'm at 314, so I've got till the 14th of March. So yeah, you're in no hurry at this point. Charlie, okay, I've done my best to stand by you and supporting, because I believe in a lot of your financial advice, but I'm really tired of being insulted. Trump has incredibly educated base. I canceled my membership. Trump has a tremendously educated base of voters. Really 1822 on Rocket Lab, by the way. Anyway, I don't know. Your honesty cannot respect people that hold a different political opinion of yours. And I'm just tired of being insulted every single day by trying to support you. It's very frustrating, Bruce. You make me a ton of money, but gosh, we still ain't got them flying cars. Let's rock, make that money and make moves and shakes, says Bruce Lee. Charlie, we're all entitled to have different political opinions. Apparently, I'm not. I'm not allowed to have a different political opinion, because if I do, people cancel their memberships. You see, people walk away from my channel and don't support the channel if I don't agree with what they want me to agree with. And I can't be an independent guy. I have to do what others want me to do. Otherwise, I'm just not going to be here for you. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I got the blinders off, and I'm looking at the world at large, okay? And I noticed that during the election campaign, they had all these polls coming out. Of course, every poll, everyone says is fake or real, depending on whose side you're on. But how many polls were showing college-educated voters were voting this way, and high school and lower-educated viewers were voting that way? And then, where were the votes coming from, whatever. But hey, I don't care. I don't care about the politics. I really don't, but I'm observing it and I'm commenting on it because I have to comment on what I observe. And what happens in the White House can affect the stock market. This is the 1-and-1 that people don't want to, I don't know, they believe it, but then they forget that they believe it. I don't know. I do the best I can with what I've got. And all I've got is what I see happening in the markets and in the world at large. And right now, we are in a clown show, and it is just insanity out here. I'm doing what I can with what I can do. That's all I can do. B. Tizzle, you've been plotting this all along. C2, you've been plotting this all along. Again, I don't know. You believe what you want to believe. All of you. You believe all what you want to believe. Believe in who you want to believe in. But at the end of the day, the question is simple. Are you making money or are you losing money? Are you a winner most of the time? Do you have wins and losses? Can you handle winning? Can you handle losing? Can you handle breaking even? Can you handle rollovers? Can you handle the market's volatility? Can you handle U.S. corporations announcing layoffs left, right, and center? Can you handle, and can you not make it personal? Can you understand that when a company says we're laying off 2,000 employees to cost cut and improve our business, can you now say to yourself, that has nothing to do with politics, it's just business? Great. But if everything you hear, see, feel, touch to you is political, you're drinking too much of the Kool-Aid. But this is my opinion. And if you don't like my opinion and you find my opinion offensive, then you're not able to take the world at large. You're very happy to get the good news, but you're not happy to get the bad news, or you're happy to get the side of the argument you love, but you don't want to hear the other side of the argument because it's all fake and wrong and it's conspiratorial and everything else. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do for you? Give you the pablum you want? I don't think that's why I'm here. I don't think that's why you're here with me. You're not here for pablum. You're here for my take on it, and then you'll figure out your take on it. And you've got to learn to be a duck, man. Turn into a duck and let the water roll off. Because tomorrow, the market will be different than it was today. Next week, it'll be a crazy market. The week after, it'll be crazy. The week after, it'll be crazy. I'm just doing what I can with what I've got. I'm just an old guy giving you my opinion from here. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's the way it is. It's not personal. It is not personal. It is business. In any event, there you go. I love you all, no matter what. I just love you guys. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Keep this in mind too, folks. There's a president of the United States right now, and he's in the White House. Okay. 4 years ago, there was another president in the United States, and he was in the White House. And 4 years was the same guy we have now. And 4 years prior to that was a guy who just won re-election. 4 years before that, he won his first election. No one thought that an African-American would ever be a president. Before that, there was a guy who had won his second term, and before that, he won his first term. He was the son of a former president. Before that, there was a Democrat for 8 years, Bill Clinton. Before that, there was a Republican. Before that, there was a Republican for 2 terms, and on and on and on and on it goes. And going forward, like we've gone backward now, let's go forward. 4 years from now, there will be somebody else in the White House because the guy who's there now can't run for another term. 4 years after that, there might be another guy. There might be a second termer. And 4 years after that, guaranteed there'll be another person in the White House. 4 years after that, a re-elected president or a new person. And 4 years after that, a guaranteed another president of the United States. So if you live long enough, if you can live another 20, 30 years, you are going to get another 5 presidents in that office. No matter what. Guaranteed, there will be 5 new presidents in the next 20, 25 years, and you're going to have to deal with them. You're going to have to tolerate them. You're going to have to love them, hate them, or don't give a crap. And in Canada, you're going to have new prime ministers. And in England, new prime ministers. And in Germany, new chancellors. And in France, new presidents and premiers. And in Russia, Putin will never leave. And in China, Xing or Z will never leave. They'll leave in a body bag. They will never leave voluntarily or by a vote. But in Canada, the United States, and Mexico, and UK, and Germany, and France, and Italy, and Spain, and Portugal, G20 countries will have new leaders. And there'll be a whole bunch of them over the next 20 years. You don't like any of them? Too bad. Too bad. Are you making money or aren't you? People became millionaires in the United States when Kennedy was president, Johnson was president, Nixon was president, Ford was president, Carter. People became millionaires when Carter was president, Reagan. There were people who went bankrupt through all of these presidencies, including all the presidencies we have now. We have winners and losers no matter who the president is. It doesn't matter. There are companies that become incredibly successful or incredibly unsuccessful. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who's in your governor. It doesn't matter who your sheriff is. It doesn't matter who your librarian is. And it doesn't matter who's on your school council. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your neighbor's teenage daughter got pregnant at age 15 or not. It doesn't matter if a cousin of yours knocked up a 15-year-old someone else. It doesn't matter. There are winners and losers, and there's churches and religions, and there's politics, and there are World Super Bowl winners and losers, and World Series winners and losers in baseball, Stanley Cup champions in hockey, basketball champions. It doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter at all. I question it for you. Are you making any money or aren't you? Are you getting ahead or aren't you? How's your house doing? How are you and your family doing? How are you doing yourself? How's it going? That's all. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. And I just do the best I can with what little I have. That's all I can say. There you go. Anyway, Bagel Babe, if you don't like it, you should definitely send a $10 super chat to let him know. If you don't like Bruce, send him money. If you love Bruce, send him more money. There you go. What can I say? Thank you all so much for being here. It's okay. Do what you want, all of you. Love this channel, hate this channel. It doesn't matter. You can watch me for free. You can listen to me rant and rave, shut me down, move on. Yeah. Isn't this great? You don't have to stick around here. There's no law saying you must do this. It is what it is. Anyway, there you go. Bruce Lee, hey, Bruce, keep up your political rants. I have no clue why Americans are so silly that everything has to go their way so as to be happy. I served in the military under Bush and Obama. Who cares? There you go, Charlie, and stay off the grass. Touch grass, thumbs up for you. Bruce, GameStop just went green despite all your negativity and the fact that you don't like this and you don't like that and you don't agree with it. GameStop went up. How dare you? It's unbelievable. Uncle Bruce, these $22 Rocket Lab cash secured puts expiring today. Roll them and possibly compound my losses if the stock keeps dropping. Get assigned and dump. Get assigned and write. You've got all the choices in front of you. Obviously, we're at 1865 now on the stock. We started at 17 in the morning. We're now 1865. Will we be at 1950 in 15 minutes? Are we going to $22 this afternoon? Jeff, I don't know. We're watching. We'll follow. We'll see. You've got to figure out what's best for you. If you can handle getting exercised and you want to turn around and write call options on it, or you get exercised and you turn around and sell the stock and write brand new cash secured puts, you have the decisions. You're the casino. You can now reset your slot machine any way you like. But right now the stock's 1873, and we have to respect what it's doing and keep an eye on it and figure out what the next move is going to be. But we also have to give the first hour or two time. We ought to let this market figure itself out, because otherwise we're just overreacting way too soon. 118.04 on NVIDIA. We're down 210. Making 78% more money is not good enough anymore. Welcome to the 8-second attention span investment community. It's what we got right now. 8-second investors. I've got to deal with it. There you go. All right. Who else? What else? Tom, I've been a member for 12 months. Let's make money, people. Nothing personal. Let's just make money. John T, I successfully rolled my money in the money options out a month. Let's see if that helps. Thank you, Uncle B. Rock and roll, man. There it is. Extend the clock. Extend the clock on your Rocket Lab contracts. This is where you win. You control the game. That you control. The market is rigged. You are rigging it for yourself. Extend the game right there. I mean, if people want to leave the channel, then we just take their money when they lose. I guess that's what happens, I suppose. SoFi is green, Bruce. Ed B. Tizzle, options writing master. I am. Ed Pukebird, Charlie C. Maybe you should watch on an analyst instead. Christina, what did I miss? There's nothing going on. Christina, some stuff, different day, same stuff. Double D, hey, I've been a member of this man's channel for 44 months. There's good and bad with every political person. You have to learn to be tolerant of the opinions. Thanks, Uncle B. And you also have to understand, is the guy political or is he just analytical? Is he analyzing the political to put it into the business perspective? If you can't figure that out, look, CNBC talks politics all the time. CNBC interviews every morning Republican senators, Republican congressmen, Republican governors. Do they have a lot of Democrats or do they have more Republicans? Is that a Republican channel or a Democratic channel? It's supposed to be a business channel. You figure it out. Same with these other channels. Look at Bloomberg Television. They bring in Republican guys all the time, and these respected Republican-based backing business guys who are now in the cabinet. Political? Is it? I'm an analyst. I'm an educator. I'm trying to educate you on how to study the markets to make money from it. Look, the Dow's up 88 points, 100 points. I don't even know what it's at. 115 right now. Fantastic. We're green on the Dow. SoFi's up 7 cents. Is this political or is this business? It's Friday, Jen says. ASTS up 28 cents. Rocket Lab is at 1851, down 132 on the session. Is this an absolute unmitigated disaster of all manhood? No, it's 1856 a share. Can it go to 22 by next week, Tuesday? Yeah. Can it go to 26 next week, Friday? Yeah. Is that an unmitigated disaster? No, it's just the market. It's nothing personal. It's business. Jeff, Christina, we're laughing, crying. Alex, Christina, Uncle Bruce spitting facts as per usual. Larry, good morning, everybody. Hi, Auntie Jen from Larry Titus. Savage of Wall Street, sometimes the problems take care of themselves. Double D, correct. Wing Commander, I am thumbs up number 130 today. Bruce, thank you. Bruce Lee, 2028, free money for everyone. Pick fruit. Thank you, my friend. Christina, okay, Uncle Bruce, must have made people happy today. I think I'll rewind this. Wing Commander, Uncle Bruce, did you mention that Matterport acquisition is done? I have now, apparently. I don't know. Is it done? Is it off the schneid now? Is Matterport no longer available for a quote? Is the deal over? Chart is unavailable on my thingy, so they must have taken it out. And they were bought up at $5.50 a share, half cash, half CoStar shares. You guys who have Matterport, let us know what your account shows as the day wears on. We'd love to hear from that. Crazy 49er. They come on TV talking about trigons. I don't know what that means. Juan, Auntie Jen has entered the room. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Juan. Dennis McElroy. Uncle Bruce, I've been wondering about your thoughts on getting assigned early on these Jan 26 SoFi $20 cash secured puts. The break even is $13.75 for me with tons of time ahead. How far would SoFi fall before being assigned? You might not get assigned until the last day. Even if the stock went to $8, your contract is worth $12 book value, and you might not be assigned until the very end. You don't know. I don't know. And it doesn't matter. Most people who play these puts are gamblers. They don't want the stock. They don't want your stock. They just want to make money on the put. Your put that you wrote, the puts you've written have probably changed hands 20 times already between players. They're constantly fluctuating. Some people are in it for 50 cents. They want to buy from you at $7 and sell at $7.50, or they want to buy from someone else at $6.25 and sell at $6.75. Others just want to get in and out, in and out,
when
in and
you
out.
buy back, chances are you are not buying back the one you wrote.
You didn't write. You're not buying the puts back from who you sold them to. You're just buying puts back on the pool, the open interest pool. That's all it is. It's not personal. It's business. And so the stock at 14.12, sure, the 20s are worth right now $5.88 book value right now, $5.88, because $5.88 plus $14.12 is $20. They're trading at $7. There's $1.12 in premium on them right there. Giddy up. They're going to stay at the open interest level probably the whole way through. Some of you will get assigned. Yes, some might get assigned. It can happen anytime, but it's unlikely. Just say, especially January 26th. Hector, I've been a member for 43 months. Jen,
Hector,
how you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
After 3.5 years.
Oh my God, Christina, I don't know. The chat went chaotic when Bruce was talking. Laugh out loud, says Bruce Lee. It went ballistic. Wing Commander, I've been a member for 43 months. Just checking in to say hello. Trucker
Hey,
Tech,
Commander.
Uncle Bruce, my nearest roll for Rocket Lab at 24 strike pushes to September. Is it worth the time? Do you need to make the move this morning, right now? Probably not. 1889 on Rocket Lab. We're almost back to 19. It's down 94 cents. The stock in the pre-market was in the 16s. You know the pre-market, the Wild West, stupid people, gullible, easy to manipulate the market, move it around. Shorters were having a party. Now the street is coming and going, well, Bank of America this morning put a buy rating on it at $30 target price. Why don't I pay $18.98 and I'll sell at 25 and I'm a genius? People are buying it up. Trucker, you don't have to do anything right now. Just sit back and relax. All day today, all day Monday, all day Tuesday. Let's see what happens. Beach Boy, is this true? Charlie C moved on? No. Flint, here, good morning. Bruce Lee, Beach Boy, we still have Charlie C too, even if Charlie C has decided to donate to us. Nico, a member for 30 months. Uncle Bruce, you are the man. Your opinions matter, and thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. Trucker, also, that is for small credit debit, by the way, just so you know. Sit tight, my friend. We got a ride going on here. Savage of Wall Street, fun facts. Prices of lumber will rise. Prices of tools to build new homes or repair older homes will rise. OH, and because of less skilled workers to build homes, less skilled workers will charge more. That's right. Courtesy of the guy in the White House. Beach Boy, no soup for you. Next, Walter Young. Good morning, Anti-Gen. Bobby, okay, checking my account. My Matterport buyback call canceled today. Double D, it's definitely business and analytics. It's definitely business and analytics. You have to look at both sides. Crazy 49er, laugh out loud. Cut spending at the Pentagon. Should cut some sides and make it a trigon. Ah, there you go. Crazy 49er. Tuberville apparently said that. Walter Young, good morning, Anti-Gen from Walter Young. Hello, Bobby Atkinson. Something is happening at Matterport for sure. Account amount 0. Cover calls are still at 22. No new stock in CoStar yet. Probably all finished Monday. It'll all come through in the next couple of days. Yeah, don't worry. The back office is where they're taking care of all of this. So yeah, you'll be fine. You'll have cash come into your account. You'll have those shares come into your account, and off we go. Beach Boy, Anti-Gen. Uncle Bruce was ranting. Drooling fantasies. Could you calm him down? I recommend a Yoko playback. Walter Young, what kind of bagel are we having today? It's Friday. We're having the Friday bagel. Savage of Wall Street, member for 29 months here, off and on. One thing for sure, friends, no matter who's in the White House, Senate, or House of Representatives, we still have to pay our mortgage, groceries, and bills. I feel pain. I feel the pain a lot less after writing cover calls and cash secured puts. It's easier to make these payments when I do that. 1409 on SoFi up to ASTS up 36 cents. Rocket Lab 1877 down 106. GameStop is up 4 cents. GameStop. AI down 37 cents. SMCI 4079 down 216. NVIDIA down 227 at 117.88. Tesla down 77 cents. Spiders are up 12. Qs are down 108. Palantir down 420. MicroStrategy up 140. Costco up 1070. Coinbase down 75 cents. Matterport is, of course, dead. It's now part of CoStar. SmartRent down a penny. ME down 3 cents. Google, it's down 13 cents. Like, whoop-de-freaking do. Apple down 64 cents. Broadcom down 270. Microsoft down 313. Intel up 32. Netflix up 92. Meta down 450. Eli Lilly down $3. Amazon down 57 cents. Uber up 47. Adobe up 57. Cisco down 38. AMD down 35. Unity up 2. So far this market not doing a heck of a lot of anything right now. IBM is down 579. I'll give you that. It's $247. The 52-week high is 265. The yield now is 2.64% if you get the dividend on IBM. Welcome to the party, pal. It's not personal. It's not political. We're here to talk about making money, and we have to analyze what the hell is going on to figure out how we make money. That's it. Fun fact from Bruce Lee: no one wants Californians to build homes near them. While the less skilled workers will cause havoc, it will fix itself over time. Price people out of my area, that's for sure. Trucker Tech, don't worry. I live in California, but I just drive trucks. John T, today was my first day where I had to roll options in 17 weeks. Scary, but a relief after it's completed. Thank goodness. Soon it won't even be an issue. You'll just get used to it. It's just going to be part of your life. Bruce Lee, Antigen, we need to get Uncle Bruce some cocaine. Let's get his real thoughts on reality at the moment. I mean, what's he really thinking?
He's not hyper enough.
We need to get him hyped up. See, this is our bagel today. It's grape jelly. It's Monday and Friday is staple. Here we are. Jason Sutton, Robinhood was show trading halted for volatility on Matterport. Yeah, it's been taken over by Costa. Bruce Lee, Trucker Tech. While I love California, I'm glad that you stay there. My representatives know I always lobby for building a wall between California and AZ, laughing out loud. Trucker Tech, trust me, I understand. I don't care for California except the snow-covered mountains. And Bruce Lee, ooh, a bagel here. Larry, jelly, bagel time. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the...
it's Monday.
Maybe it's Monday.
It's really Monday.
We're up 188 on the Dow. It's doing okay. And we're up 9 on S&P. We're still down 41 on NASDAQ. So what? Oil down 92 cents a barrel. Giddy up, everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Brand new package of bagels. Oh, yeah.
Whole Foods. We get these at Whole Foods. Love it.
We're going through the jelly faster because they're bigger.
Yeah. These are larger.
The answer to every middle school science question. Surface area.
Surface area.
Why would that be? Surface area.
Very good. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Jeff is wondering if the consumer price consumer index, PCE index, is coming out today, will tank the market. We'll find out. Bruce Lee, fun fact: I'd rather forever something than live in California. Flagstaff has snow, and at least I don't have wildfires every 3 days. It's okay. Nothing personal. California's fine. We love California. We love Arizona. But you find where you want to be, and you just be. But are you making money or not? It's as simple as that. There you go.
You can be in Saginaw, Michigan.
Pick Combs says people shorting SoFi might lose a lot. I wouldn't want to short that stock. I'm with you there. Welcome, Splayer, to the show this morning. How are you doing there, buddy? We're up 221 on the Dow. We're up 11 on SoFi. We're up 36 on ASTS. Rocket Lab is approaching 19. It's 1896. It wants to go through 19 here. GameStop is up a nickel. We're down 26 on AI. Markets are moving higher at the moment, and we're watching to see how this plays out. NVIDIA 119 just popped to 119 on NVIDIA. Hello. Rocket Lab 1906. Rocket Lab only down 77 cents from last night's close. We could be up on the session here in the next 15 minutes. Rocket Lab could be $21 in an hour. Relax, breathe, take it easy.
Think of Aaron Rodgers.
Cross your arms, relax. We're going to be fine. 1911 on Rocket Lab. Here we go. Mm-mm-mm. Swear. Well, I bought Fubo at 380, and now it's 280. Oops. There you go.
Yeah.
Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. We're up 221 on the Dow. Let the market open up. Let it be volatile. It's option expiry day. Nothing personal. It's fine.
Last day of the month.
Brian is in here at 134 thumbs up. Did I miss anything? No. There's nothing to see here.
So here's a question.
Just people making money. Yes, Auntie Jen.
Those people who were born on February 29th, do they celebrate today or do they celebrate on March the 1st?
Anybody? Anybody? What do you think?
Anybody know anybody? Anybody is anybody?
Yeah. Anybody know anybody? Double E. I'm in this for the long haul, baby. Rocket Lab and SoFi. There you go. It's the right attitude. Mm-hmm. Call credit spreads. I tried to make my point this morning about call credit spreads on the Magnificent Seven stocks. I don't know if any of you noticed it, but you might want to watch the rerun where I tried to make a point about call credit spreads. But anyway, it's up to you whether you caught the message or not. There you go. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm. What I find hilarious is there are headlines coming out talking about how Rocket Lab is diving, where in reality, it opened at 16 whatever, it's now 1905. No one is talking about Rocket Lab's surges after cratering at 16 a share. Rocket Lab just added 20% value to its stock from the 16 level to the 19 level. No one does that. It's all negative because eyeballs only react to bad news. That's where you go. There you have it. Okay. You know what? It says Andy Chen needs to slip some mushrooms in this guy's bagel. Crazy 49er. We had
Spirit animal, honey.
Crazy 49er says we adopted our pup on the 29th. We celebrate Gotcha Day on both days.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Bobby, Rocket Lab has until March 12th to correct itself to over 23 for a green rollover. I'm not worried about this. Charlie C2, long hauler here also in SoFi. The market drops like this once and twice a year, even more of the drop every couple of years or so, but it always bounces back. Dennis, review, just last June, I wrote 5 covered calls for Jan 26 at 550 for 35 cents. Okay, last June I wrote 5. And sat on 500 shares, average price 421, anticipating 645 net profit with shares and cash in stock. Will the cover call expire worthless? What stock are you talking about? What stock are you talking about? Oh, that was Matterport. That was the sub special last week. Added a total of 820 to my account. I made 820 on this deal. Nice gone. That was Matterport. Brian, Uncle Bruce is allergic to mushrooms. Murderer. Jeff Glass, I think I'm just going to get assigned on those $22 Rocket Lab cash secured puts unless it comes up enough to get out of them at a small profit if assigned. I'll write covered calls. Brian, I got some SoFi for $13.96 today. We're at $14.16. Well done, Brian. Dennis, that's the Matterport. Double D, I'll be setting a date for our one-on-one very soon. I'm in need of some personalized schooling. Laughing out loud. Savage of Wall Street.
I'll get the ruler.
I'm trading and buying back all of these 750 RX covered calls for Jan 2026. I sold a few weeks back for $4. They ran away to 5 and 6, and now the buyback triggered at 75 cents. I'm listening to California Dreamin' too, by the way. Brian, Jeff Glass, I have 27 cash secured puts on Rocket Lab expiring March 7. Wish me luck. Bruce Lee, when people wear LA merchandise, I grab my San Diego sweater and just laugh at them. B. Tizzle, Dennis, the calls won't expire. They will roll into co-star calls. Read the merger filing from months ago, and they explain it to you there. Henry, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Auntie Jen, get him what Defoe for Friday. What the hell does that mean? What Defoe? WATDAPHO.
Instead of, I think it's instead of WTF.
What the fuck? It's not a 1-for-1 roll, so you may end up with a weird decimal strike on your options. You're now going to be in the co-star options. Interesting. Okay. People trying to help me out with these codes. We're up 255 on the Dow. We're up 16 on SoFi. We're up 49 on ASTS. Rocket Lab, 1935 down 48 cents. Hello, welcome back. We're going higher. This thing's going to go green. GameStop up 9. AI down 31, SMCI down 145, NVIDIA down 15 cents, back to 120 a share on NVIDIA. Hello. Tesla up 85 cents, Spider up 151, Qs are up 73, Palantir up down 225, MicroStrategy up 587, Costco up $10, Coinbase up 164, Google unchanged, Apple down 76, Microsoft down 228, Intel up 72, Netflix up 380, Facebook, Meta down 293, Amazon down 6 cents, Uber up 63, Adobe up a dime. What else is going on here? Anything crazy? IBM down 350, actually recovering a couple of bucks. Home Depot up 340. Goldman up 315. Target is up. Boeing is up. JP Morgan is up. Walmart, Disney, American Airlines, DraftKings, AMC, Royal Caribbean up $3. They're all up. All green. We're up 250 on the Dow. We're up 16 on S&P. We're up 18 on NASDAQ. It's gone green too. Hello. Rocket Lab 1930 down 52 cents. Is there a problem here? I don't think so. Class 18, Uncle Bruce, thumbs up. Okay. Run, sound, run. I want to write covered call, says Brian. Christine, okay, I caught up a lot. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party. Savage Wall Street, I love pho, so good. Here in San Francisco, we have a large Vietnamese community, and they have some amazing food. I love having the whole world in one little city. California is just the best.
Calgary.
Calgary, too. We got good food in Calgary.
Vietnamese food.
Mm-hmm.
We got a very thriving Chinatown. We got Korean beef. We got the Indian, like South Asian Indian.
Yeah.
And then indigenous Indian.
Indigenous. We're at 1940 on Rocket Lab, down 43.
And, you can find haggis if you really want to.
Oh, giddy up. We got Pete's Burgers.
We got Pete's Burgers. That's right.
SoFi up 23 now, 1430 on your SoFi. ASTS up 68. Rocket Lab, 1948, down 35. High of the day, 1955. We're going there again. 14.6 million traded on Rocket Lab. It's coming on. Bank of America put a $30 target on it. I don't know. What more do you need to know? I do what I can. Okay. There you go. Jeff Glass, I'm up now 290 on the day, down $8,000 for the week. You're coming back. There you go. Oh no, haggis, says Bruce Lee. Oh no. $19.54 on Rocket Lab, down 28. Here we go. We're going green. Rocket Lab's going green. Watch, just watch. I'm still chomping my bagel and Rocket Lab's going green. Watch it go green. Giddy up.
That's right.
Oil down 111 to 69.24. GameStop up 11 now. AI only down 21. Rocket Lab only down 27. 1956 on Rocket Lab. Giddy up. NVIDIA 119.96. Wants to go through 120 and keep on going. All right. Welcome to the party, everybody. $24.60 on GameStop. Go GameStop. 14.34 on SoFi. 19.70 on Rocket Lab, down 13 cents on the session. Nice recovery, wouldn't you say, from this morning? Mm. GameStop, 141. Good morning from Lorraine. 141 thumbs up. Thank you, Lorraine.
Morning, Lorraine.
Auntie Jen is here saying hi to you, too. Love it. 1972 on Rocket Lab, down 11. 1974, down 9 cents. Rocket Lab's about to go green, guys. We've already hit 1981. We're going higher. Through the 20 barrier, I don't see it stopping there. 15 million traded on Rocket Lab in 44 minutes. Giddy up. Bagels up, baby.
Bagels up.
SoFi up 30. GameStop up 15. Go, baby, go. Dow's up 260 now. S&P up 25. NASDAQ up 65. Market's going higher. They're going up. That bagel was delicious. And really good, too. Love it. DE and Lish. 120 on NVIDIA. We're up 111 on NVIDIA. 280 gain on the Dow. Starting to show that. Rocket Lab down 6 cents. Rocket Lab is down 6 cents. In case anyone didn't get that. Okay. Thank you all for joining in and hanging out. Rocket Lab just went green. 1987 on your Rocket Lab. We're up 4 on the session now. We just turned positive on Rocket Lab. Okay. GameStop up 16. ASTS up 97 now to 2705. Or SoFi up 30. Let's see what it wants to do. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to be speculative. There's all kinds of day traders all over Rocket Lab right now, but the shorters are panicking because they couldn't keep it. They couldn't keep it down at 16, 17. They couldn't do it. Now it's going to break 20. I think that's the next step. And if it breaks through 20, 22 is next. Watch out. Watch out. Giddy up, kids. NVIDIA up 80. Tesla's now up 611. Palantir only down $1. MicroStrategy up about $12 here. Costco's up $7.30. Coinbase up $5. We got a real rally going on here on a bunch of stuff. Apple's only down 122 now. Microsoft down $2. Intel up 99. Netflix up 660. Facebook is green, up 23 cents. Amazon is green, up 18. Uber up 61. We've had some buy waves come through here that have had an effect here on these stocks. We'll see how they do this. It's option expiry day today, folks. There's going to be volatility all over the place, okay? Jeff, a PCE report matched expectations. Maybe we'll stay green here. Well, we're up 159 in the Dow. We backed up a little bit. We'll just see what happens. Looks like the Dow's coming back on again. 168, 170 for the gain now. 180 for the gain on the Dow. The Dow's coming back on again. Rocket Lab is green, up 3 cents at 1986 on your Rocket Lab right now. We're going for $20. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you for joining in today. We're up 95 on ASTS, 31-cent gain on SoFi, 1438. The Dow up 188 now, climbing again. 1990 on Rocket Lab, up 7 now, 10 cents away from $20. AI only down 11 cents, coming on. and only down 59 cents on Super Micro. It's going to break even. It's going to go green. Nvidia's up. Tesla's up. Yep, we've got green showing here, more and more of it coming through right now. Rocket Lab, 1990, 93, the high of the session already here, up 7 cents, 16 million volume. Quite a bit of activity here. We'll watch for the $20 break. That's a psychological barrier, obviously. We'll see how that goes. Dow's up 195 again. The Dow's popping up again. 17-point gain on S&P, 48 on NASDAQ right now. Okay, 121.50 on Nvidia, up 137. Rocket Lab, 1998 right now. 1998 on the Rocket Lab, up 15 cents now. All right, Brian, I just bought 8 sound. I guess he just wrote 8 sound 1250 covered calls for 65 cents each. Thank you. My cost basis now is $12.38. And Tom, I hate the politics. The polls had Trump and Kamala neck and neck. Everything's fake news on both sides. Trucker Tech, I'm back into profit on my Rocket Lab 24s, Bruce. Oh my God. 1997 on that stock, up 14. Jeff Class, Rocket Lab, $20, Bruce. It just hit 20. There you go. There you go. What can I say? 2004 has already been breached. 2004 on Rocket Lab has been touched already. And the stock it's all gone. There's nothing for sale anymore. Anybody who wanted out got taken out. They're long gone. There's nothing left. 22 to 24 is where we're headed from here. Technically, that could easily happen. Not saying it'll happen today, but we could see 21, 22 today. We could. We could. Okay. Giddy up, kids. Welcome to the party. Fun times at the OK Corral, man. Wow, what a session. What a wild day. It's option expiry day. What can I say? Love seeing you kids get richer. Nothing personal, just getting richer. It's what we want. Go Rocket Lab, go SoFi, go AST, GameStop, bring it on. AI, SMCI, let's go. Let's go. Wow, what a session. Let's take a look at my poll questions and my thumbs up meter. How are we doing on these guys? The thumbs up meter is now coming in at 144. That was a grind. The market going green might help that meter a little bit. We got 250 votes now on the poll question. That is really good. The question reads, the average 401k is valued at about $131,000. I have more than that in my retirement accounts today. Yes, 58% of you say I've got more than 131, and 42% say no. And this is a fascinating number to me because it shows the strength of this channel, that people in general who watch my channel are above the average when it comes to assets. Now, maybe part of that is because they've become option writers in the last little while and they've done really well. By the way, Rocket Lab 2016 just went through. If you're writing options and they're coming through for you, you've long ago left 131 behind and you're on your way now to retirement. I can't encourage you enough for that. Those of you who are in the 50 to 100,000 range on your retirement accounts, you're going to quickly get to 131 and beyond, and you're going to be in the upper half of this whole equation. So welcome to the party, and we'll do everything we can to get you there as quickly as possible. We're up 31 on SoFi. We're up 96 on ASTS. We're up 31 cents on your Rocket Lab now. 2014 up 31 cents. GameStop up 12. AI down 7 cents. And SMCI down 15 cents. We've got a good thing going here. Welcome everyone to the party. Let's go. Sorry, Uncle Bruce. I was excited for the green, says Brian. I sold 8 sound, March 21, expiring 1250 strike for 65 cents. There we go. Ha ha. Okay, rock and roll. And Rocket Lab 2016 up 33 now. Rocket Lab only 16.9 million. We haven't even traded 1 million shares since we broke 1990. So we've gone up 25 cents a share on less than 1 million volume. There is nothing to stop Rocket Lab to go back to 22, 24. That's what I'm saying here. Technically, it's been cleaned out. The low 16, 17. Who was the moron that sold their Rocket Lab under $18? Who did that? Who sold under 19? Idiots. Unbelievable. Crazy. It just blows my mind. AI is green, up 3. SMCI is green. NVIDIA's green. Tesla's green. Spiders, Q's green. Palantir only down 93 cents and coming on. MicroStrategy up $15. Costco up 6. Coinbase up 660. We've got green showing up all over the place on these quotes. These larger caps are all turning green quickly. Looking good. A 240 gain on the Dow again, going higher. SoFi up 37 cents. ASTS up $1. Rocket Lab 2020 now up 38 cents. Giddy up, Rocket Lab. We're pushing 122 on NVIDIA now. We're trying to break 122 on NVIDIA. The low of the day, 116.40 on NVIDIA. We're now pushing 122 out of the way. Very interesting here. We got an up market going in here right now. Buyers are coming in. The VIX is falling, which is good. It was as high as 22. It's now 2073 and falling. So that is positive for the market. 1446 on SoFi, up 39 cents right now. Rocket Lab up 38 cents at 2021 on Rocket Lab. We're up 25 on GameStop. Up a dime on AI, up 12 on Super Micro right now. All right, Trucker Tech, I'm a happy guy. I'm sorry, I got to break out the neat, says Trucker Tech. Charlie C2, neat. Happy for you there, Trucker. Henry, I sold Rocket Lab cash secured put $24, expiring Feb 28, baby. Let's go. James of the Misty Tree, neat. Trucker, thanks, Charlie. That was so bad. Walter Young, thank you, Uncle Bruce. Rocket Lab sitting on 2125 shares at an average cost of $460. I do love this channel, Uncle B. I love this channel. Cindy, SoFi is looking pretty good also. 1444 now, looking great. 2019 on Rocket Lab, up 118 on ASTS. GameStop up 24, AI up 14. We got a green indicator here going right now. Welcome to the party, pal. The NASDAQ, it's now up 111 points. S&P up 31. They're moving higher. There's money coming into this market. The Rocket Lab has really made a statement here. This is really good. This is a $4 surge from the low of the session to where we are now, 2019. This is really good stuff. There's a whole lot of people out there with egg on their face at Rocket Lab. The analysts, any of the shorters, they're getting their butts handed to them. This sucker is just coming back on. Yep, we are on a move here. Giddy up, kids. Trucker Tech, Walter, that is awesome. 461 average, nice going. 1444 on SoFi, kids. We're going for 1450 over there. 122.18 on NVIDIA, right through 122. Pushing highs of the day over there. Giddy up, kids. I love this game. I love the way this is being played out. 2030 is the high of the day on Rocket Lab already today. We're moving up 17.1 million. We've only had 1 million shares trade in the last 10 minutes, and it's gone up almost 30 cents a share. There is nothing for sale. This sucker will run. It'll continue to go. There you have it. Short interest on Rocket Lab went down almost 5%, apparently. That may have been adjusted last night and today, but they're getting caught now. They're getting caught again. GameStop 24.72, up 24 cents. Right on. Giddy up, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Oil down $1 at 69.35 or so. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, everybody. Welcome to the party, pals. 2026 now on Rocket Lab, up 43 cents. We're up 2% on the day now on Rocket Lab after being down almost $4 a share. What a turnaround. Daddy like a lot. There you go. All right. And the thumbs up meter, hopefully killing. They're still coming in. Last I saw was in the 140s. We now have 151 thumbs ups, 49 away from 200. Thank you all for helping me get up to 200 thumbs ups. 255 poll answers now. 58% of you are telling me that you have more than 131 in your 401ks or retirement accounts. We're only 42% say we have less than that, and that is a very strong meter for this channel. It shows any viewer out there what kind of viewers are watching Uncle Bruce? What kind of investors are watching Uncle Bruce? Predominantly, almost 60% of them have more than the average amount of capital in their 401k. And this is an average at Fidelity, by the way. This is not the American average. The American average for America, this means non-Fidelity people, and if you don't have any money, you don't have a Fidelity account. The average 401k is $5,600. That's the average American savings for retirement, $5,600. Okay? The tax cuts are being handed out to the wealthy. The folks who need all the help they can get is an average American with $5,600 saved for retirement. That's where the help has to go. You don't need to help a billionaire to become a multi-billionaire. You need to get 100 heirs into 1,000 heirs, and you need to get 1,000 heirs into 20,000 heirs, and you need to get 20,000 heirs into 100,000 heirs, and we need to get 100,000 heirs into millionaires. That's what we really need done here. Call me a socialist, but if America's average can go from 5,600 to 56,000 on retirement saving, the United States economy would be on fire, and that would make billionaires into trillionaires. And this is what keeps being forgotten by most people, that if the entire lake level goes higher, there's far more water for everybody. This is the thing. But I just saying, hey, the very wealthy know how to take care of themselves, and the rest, you're on your own, and there it is. Juan is saying short interest 16.91 on Rocket Lab. Dude, even Elon's stock is going up. I guess the FOMO was too much for his this morning. Vilbus, I just sold a Rocket Lab Jan 26 cash secured put for $9.45. I just sold a $25 put for $9.45. Vilbus is willing to buy back Rocket Lab for $15.55. That's what he's willing to do. He's willing to buy the stock for $15. It's trading at 20.20 right now. Vilbus is charitable like you can't believe. Incredible. That is such a return. I mean, $9.45 on $2,500. That is seriously good. That's 37+%. That's massive. Trucker Tech, Uncle Bruce, in the quest to diversify, are there stocks you prefer that may go higher in a recession scenario? I love cash secured puts and poor man covered calls. I love that strategy. Well, I like the long term. I just like, I look at the long term then. I'm not looking at, short term quick moves here. You're talking longer term. So if you're talking longer term, then NVIDIA is a place to go. Because I think in the long term, the stock's a $250 stock. It's 123 right now. I like Apple. I think Apple will be 400 again. Microsoft, I think Microsoft will go to 800. We'll split. I love Microsoft at 400.
Traditionally, you go to Philip Morris because when times are tough, people smoke more and they drink more.
True. Not a market darling anymore as it once was at one time.
Yeah.
But those are, the Magnificent Seven. They're cash rich. They're generating revenues. 5-10 years from now, they will all be larger than they are now. They'll have grown every year, every time. There will be market highs and lows, but overall, that's where you can go if you're going to do something, as you were mentioning here. But look, SoFi, I love the next 5 years of SoFi. I mean, wow. Rocket Lab will do its own thing too. AI, there are others, but I mean, if you want solid, die-hard, solid machines that are going to deliver year in and year out and year in and year out because they are too big to fail, you know what I mean? Then the Magnificent Seven is the place to go. Jeff, imagine when all these people reach retirement age with $5,600 in retirement, no security, no Social Security, no Medicare. It's going to be dystopian. It's going to be ugly. One, my $29 GameStop covered call sold yesterday. Gained 20% in one day. I like this game, says one. Jeff, but billionaires will get their tax cuts, so it'll probably be fine. It's all fine. Brian, sound is up 18% today. There you go. It's an up day. 2022 on Rocket Lab, kids. Up 39 cents. The $16 print is over. The $17 print came and went. The $18 print gone. The $19 prints are now becoming a memory. What happens the rest of the day? Does it go to 22, 23 for the rest of the day? Back to 18, 19? Will it go 18, 19, back to 23? We're going to have volatility. We're at 2020. It could just keep going up. It could just keep going up. Way oversold the last 2 days. Even in the last week, from 30 to 16, that's unjustifiable. There's a whiplash happening here, and it's coming the other way. Anyway, there you go. 2024 up 41 on Rocket Lab. We're up 41 on SoFi. We're up $1.32 on ASTS. We're up 20 on GameStop. We're up 15 cents on AI right now. The Dow's up 240 or so points. S&P up 35, NASDAQ up 133. So it's green, green, green out there. And stocks are reflecting an up move. And Rocket Lab has quickly corrected itself here in the first hour and 4 minutes. Rocket Lab has moved up $4+ a share. If that isn't an indication that it was a little oversold, then I don't know what to tell you. But hey, you got to go through it, don't you? Isn't that amazing how you have to go through this and you have to do this? You got to do this. This is the key to success as an option writer. You make time your friend. Without question, you make time your greatest ally. And if you have to do rollovers to get more time, you do rollovers to get more time. Even now, with Rocket Lab at 2008, 2020, if you still need to do a rollover on Rocket Lab to give you more time, to give you the win, you do it now. It's a whole lot cheaper than at 16 on any puts. Maybe now is the time to look at rollovers. Check the option chain, go forward, make it work for you. Either more capital on the same strike prices or lower strike prices on puts further out. You figure it out. There's an opportunity being offered to you right here, right now on Rocket Lab to easily do a rollover compared to this morning. This is a lot simpler. So there you go. Just a guy telling you what you can be doing. Trucker Tech Vilbus, you're so generous writing these $9.45 cash secured puts on $25 Rocket Labs. Your generosity is truly stunning. Dude, hey, is the market wants to give us Monday's price again? That'd be great. I'll settle for Thursday or Wednesday's price for now. It's all good. $20 even on Rocket Lab, $27.42 on ASTS, $14.46 on SoFi. We're up 220 on the Dow. We're up 24. We're at 24.68 on GameStop. We're at 23.90 on AI, and we're at 43.36 on SMCI. Welcome to the program, and thank you for joining me today from wherever you are out there. The thumbs up meter, we're hoping it keeps going. If you're able to hit that thing, help me out. Get me to 200 thumbs ups. We got 155 in, 45 to go. We have 259 votes now. 58% of you tell me you have more than 131,000 in your 401ks and or retirement accounts. And you're going to need it because 131, you can't retire on that. You can't retire on 500,000. I mean, theoretically, yeah, you can retire, but with what? Are you going to be a Social Security person? Is that it for you? Did your employer set you up with some kind of a guaranteed payment on employment? Do you have the ability to generate, a 5 to 10% return on your money through a money manager in your retirement accounts? Are you going to be able to get 40, 50 grand a year from your 500 grand that you got saved up, and then you're getting 2-3 grand a year from Social Security? Is that enough? Is that going to cut it? Because in 10 and 15 and 20 years from now, everything will be double the price that it is now, if not more. So if you need 3 grand to live on today, you're going to need 6 grand in 20 years. Is that possible? Is there any semblance of that? And am I wrong? Are you going to need 8? I don't know. We got to get you to a level, a couple $1,000,000, and even if you can just make 8% on 2 million down the road, that's 160,000, and maybe I don't know, maybe 50,000 on Social Security adjusted for inflation. There's 200 grand, 210 grand. That's equal today to 100. Can you live your lifestyle if you make $100,000 a year right now? Could you be comfortably retired with 100,000 income now with the lifestyle you have? Now, for some of you who are single, living in your mother's basement, dad's basement, yeah, sure. But for some of you with a family or a house and bills and expenses and medical issues, maybe not. So it's time to get this going, get it going for you. Well, there you have it. We'll do the best we can for you. Listen, thank you all of you for tolerating me all day today, all this week. Again, as usual, thank you for becoming members of this channel. Thank you for making donations to this channel. Thank you and congratulations on taking the classes on my website, stockmarkswithbruce.ca. Thank you for stepping up and saying, I'm sick and tired of everyone else getting rich and everyone else buying their favorite politicians. I can't do that. I have to grow some wealth myself. I'm going to take this guy's classes. I'm going to be here every day. I'm going to do practice account trading as well. Uncle Bruce, I want to go down the road with everyone else. I want to be just like Jeff Glass, Trucker Tech 1. I want to do what Cindy does, Flint Creek. I want to do what Splair's doing. I want to join the party. I want to know what Cindy B does it. I want to know how James does it. Henry, I want to know how Charlie's getting richer. I want to be like these people, Brian, Ed, Tom Kaufman, Hector, Walter, Lorraine. I want to join the party with Bruce Lee. I'm going to take your classes. I'm going to be here every day. I'm going to join your Discord group because I've become a Gold Bagel member of your channel. I want to be part of the Discord family. Send me a private email. Let me know you want to become a Discord member. I'll send you the links. Thank you all for everything you do for Jen and I. We both appreciate you so very, very, very much. Charlie, neat. Thanks for the rants. Jay Gill, neat. Mandu, neat. Margin call, neat. There you go, kids. Thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Get richer, please. We'll keep an eye on the markets here all day long. We'll see them up. We'll see them down. We'll see them up. We'll see them down. It's option expiry day. You know what happens on option expiry day. Don't forget to join me Monday. Buckle up, Buttercup. We'll see you Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning if you're a Gold Bagel member for the Trade Alert Show just for you guys. In the meantime, we'll be watching. We'll be waiting. We'll be counting. And we'll be crossing our fingers for all of you to have nothing but success. Always be writing, neat. Nico, have a great weekend, everybody. J-Boy, neat. Jeff Glass, neat. Thank you, everybody, so much. Snow Moon, Splair, Free Range, neat. Rock and roll bagelers. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Get out there, kids. Get richer. Be greedy. Be there for your win. It's your turn. Okay, everybody. Jen and I are going to say goodbye now from Rancho Mirage here on a Friday morning at 7:41 a.m. West Coast time, while most people are still sleeping around here. You guys have a great one. We'll see you a little bit later. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.